Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Bands, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them in today. We got a hilarious show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So this one is going to be a hilarious show, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So, as you guys know, the playoffs are right around the corner. And, you know, everybody's kind of making their predictions going into the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And with the end of the season, it means it's time to start giving out end of the season awards, like who won the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, all NBA teams, Most Improved Player of the Year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yesterday they were running a segment on First Things First with Kevin Wiles, Chris Broussard, and Nick Wright. And Chris Broussard is an official voter for these awards. So he was kind of revealing his ballot. And then they were talking about the MVP aspect. And he was listing his 5 candidates for MVP. I believe he had Nikola Jokic, SGA. He voted for the SGA. Nikola Jokic, SGA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and I forgot the last person he voted for. So Nick Wright then jumps in, of course. Nick Wright must always find a way to inject LeBron into every single thing. And Nick Wright begins to say, you know, I thought LeBron James should have been an MVP candidate. And Chris Broussard looks him dead in the face and says, yeah, no. And I'll tell you why. He goes, the reason LeBron cannot be an MVP candidate is because he wasn't the best player on his team at any point this season. And when he said that, Nick Wright literally looked like he was about to burst into tears. But before we even get into what Chris Broussard had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60+ states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to game 1 between the Clippers and the Nuggets in round 1. Here's what I like to do. I turn on all-in pricing so I know exactly what I'm paying for up front. I check Game Time Picks to find out the most valuable deals. And finally, I pick the ticket I want. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Chris Broussard had to say. There's a very short clip, less than a minute or so. And then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to that there.
You and I were talking before the show. I thought that Ant, Donovan, LeBron, and Cade were legitimate candidates for that final spot. And I don't think, I'm not sure how yours is going to go, I don't think your 1 through 5 MVP ballot has to be your first team All-NBA 5 guys because they're not the exact same qualifications. So I just want to ask you, how close did LeBron come to getting that 5th place spot? I'm going to show you the numbers. They both played 70 games. LeBron, obviously, they won more. Cade scored more. LeBron rebounded more. Cade had slightly more assists. LeBron was more efficient.
This was a factor in my voting.
Okay.
And I know it's LeBron's team. There's no question about that. He wasn't the best player on the team. Like AD, I think LeBron is obviously the leader, inspirational leader, and it's close. But AD, I think, was their best player before the trade. And Luka is their best player now. So that was a factor for me with the MVP.
So that's fair.
All NBA teams, bro.
So you heard what Chris Broussard had to say there. What are my thoughts about this? Let's first of all address his first comment about LeBron not being the best player on his team. Anthony Davis was the Lakers' best player. at the start of the season, it was evidently clear that he was the best player. So I don't think there's a conversation there. Nobody was arguing that AD was their best player. Clearly, on both sides of the flight, he was the best player. He impacted the game more like he was the best player. Let's get to the Luka aspect. This is the one that I think is the most comical of them all. Who believes, apart from Suzette and a few others, who believes that LeBron is better than Luka? When we came into this season, was LeBron mentioned as a top 5 player? Was LeBron at his age being mentioned in a group of SGA, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum? No, he wasn't. The 5 best players in the NBA could be Nikola Jokic, SGA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Luka Doncic, or Anthony Edwards, any one of those guys. The point is, all of those guys are coming before LeBron James. All of them. That's point number 1. Point number 2, if LeBron is in fact better than Luka Doncic, it's very simple. The team that LeBron lost to in the playoffs last year was beaten by a team in the Timberwolves that was beaten by a team led by Luka Doncic in the Dallas Mavericks. So you're telling me the Lakers are going to beat the Timberwolves last year and then beat the Mavs? Who are we joking with? If he was the best player, why didn't he lead them further? If he was the best player, why didn't he lead them further? Why were we going into that series saying the number 1 X factor for the Lakers is AD? Why are we saying that? Who believes LeBron is better than Luka? Who? Apart from Suzette and all. Who are these people? Nobody believes that. Luka is a top 5 player in the NBA. And when he's playing his damn best, he could be probably top 3. It'll be him, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. Those would be the top 3. So Chris is saying, how can I vote you the MVP when you're not the best player on your team? That's what Chris Broussard is saying. How can I vote for you to be the MVP when you're clearly not at any point this season, not and weren't at any point this season the best player on your team? How can I do that? And some people watching Chris Broussard are like, you can do it. It don't matter. Shannon Sharp would do it. Nick Wright would do it. All these other guys would do it. And these guys can't live in a world where it's like somebody is in the NBA and is better. They can't live in that world. I guarantee you, LeBron fans are so delusional that if you put him on the same team with Giannis, they will say LeBron is better than Giannis. They're that insane. They're so insane that if you put him on the same team with Nikola Jokic, I can guarantee you, they will be saying that LeBron James is a better basketball player than Nikola. They are that insane. Do you know what they'll be saying? Oh, what does Nikola Jokic do that LeBron James doesn't do? That's what they'll say. Because that's what they say about Luka. What does Luka do that LeBron... Like, are y'all even joking right now with yourselves? Do you see how easily Luka scores for the late? Do you see how easily Luka Doncic scores? Do you see how... Look, to know who's the better player, look at them, both guys, and look who has to exert the most energy to be effective on the floor. And it's clearly LeBron. He has to do more, be more physical, just to do the very thing that Luka just be out there jogging, bro. Luka's never in a hurry. He just be jogging and still putting up 45 points. Like, what are we talking about here? And he has better stat lines across the board. He'll get more rebounds. He'll get more assists. Like, he'll hit more shots. What do we hit more threes across the board? What are we talking about here? So I'm glad that Chris Broussard pointed that out. Like, stop the nonsense. It's okay, bro. He's 40. And I know exactly what LeBron fans think. In their mind, LeBron has been the best player in the NBA for the past 22 years. That's what they believe. They believe at no point in time was anybody ever better than him. That's what they believe.